All right. Now, there's a viral clip of Peter Thiel going around talking about the Antichrist. 2 million views. Let's see this. Let's hear the hyperstition technology Antichrist take. This is a good question from this guy. He's like, are you deploying the mark of the beast? You warn about the Antichrist, but aren't you kind of putting the beast system in place with your Palantir database?
This is my very specific question for you, right? Is that you're an investor in AI. You're deeply invested in Palantir, in military technology, in technologies of surveillance, in technologies of warfare, and so on, right? And it just seems to me that when you tell me a story about the Antichrist coming to power and using the fear of technological change to sort of impose order on the world, I feel like that Antichrist would maybe be using the tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the
look at his smile? He knows it. He's laughing at how stupid it is.
Tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far.
Good question.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that a concern? Would that be the irony of history would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
There are all these different scenarios. I obviously don't think that that's what I'm doing.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think that's what you're doing either.
Well, all the Christians think that's what you're doing.
Interested in how you get to a world willing to submit to permanent authoritarian rule.
Well, but again, there are these different gradations of this we can describe. But is this so preposterous, what I've just told you, as a broad account of the stagnation that the entire world has submitted for 50 years to peace and safetyism? This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety, and we've submitted.
All right, here's another older clip of him talking about Antichrist.
We have the mechanisms that would make world government a gigantic global surveillance state. Is plausible.
That seems plausible too. And then I think, again, to come back to the Soloviev-Benson plot hole, on its own, they both seem not that desirable. Why would we have a crazy surveillance state? Why would we, why would we do this? But if you're scared enough of these things, that's the weapon. And this is sort of where my speculative thesis is that if the Antichrist were to come to power, it would be by talking about Armageddon all the time. And
Peter Thiel.
Wait, hold on. What did he say there?
My speculative thesis is that if the Antichrist were to come to power, it would be by talking about Armageddon all the time. And
hyperstition. All the Christians always talking about the Antichrist all the time are going to actually usher in Trump. That's the hyperstition he's explaining.
Peter Thiel. The Antichrist would talk about Armageddon all the time. He'd scare people and then offer to save them.
Yes, it's the 1 Thessalonians 5:3.
Yeah, it's going to be my fault. It's like, talking about the end times all the time. I'll do the Homer Simpson hide in the bush.
The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety. And so, which is nothing wrong with peace and safety, but you have to sort of imagine that it resonates.
What does Trump keep talking about nonstop? His peace deals, peace in the Middle East, peace around the world?
Resonates very differently in a world where the stakes are so absolute, where the stakes are so extreme, where the alternative to peace and safety is, Armageddon and the destruction of all things. And then that's where peace and safety gets you way more than it would have in 1750.
Rene Girard, I Saw Satan Fall Like Lightning, one of his books. The Antichrist boasts of bringing to human beings the peace and tolerance that Christianity promised, but has failed to deliver.
There are probably, I think there are all these elements where it's downstream from Christianity. You can think of, the poor shall inherit the earth, Sermon on the Mount. Marxist theory is we're going to be more Christian, we're going to accelerate it, we're going to bring it about faster. So there is, the Antichrist probably presents as a great humanitarian, as a great, it's redistributive, it's as an extremely great philanthropist, as an effective altruist, all of those kinds of things. And these things are not, simply anti-Christian, but it is always when they get overly combined with state power.
So just like say, since their prophecies aren't real, just say there's some world figure that is amazing and does bring peace and does do all these. He's just like a beast. He's amazing, right? He's the best. He's the beast. And then all the Christians are going to hate him. And he's like, I'm not the Antichrist. It's funny how they won't even accept like an actual good leader. Yeah, he said they're going to accelerate. No, guys, I'm exposing the scam of the scam of the scam. We're not agents of hyperstition. We're exposing the hyperstition. The Alex Joneses that are like, oh, the revelation is fulfilled. Christ is king. That's the Christian. We're exposing the whole paradigm here.
Power that something is very wrong. There are sort of ways Christ wants to unify the world. You have the parable of the Good Samaritan, where you should take care of people even if you're not related to them, and it's good to act like the Good Samaritan and to take care of people not just in your family or tribe or country, but then if you force everyone to be a Good Samaritan and you force a borderless world, it's somehow adjacent. Somehow it's an intensification, but it's somehow also very much the opposite.
He's such a weirdo. Sam Tripoli, my boy Sam Tripoli, laid out who he thinks is the true power structure of humanity. We got number 1, ruling all things, the hidden hand, the fallen angels. Number 2, the black nobility, which is white elite families. The Bank of England, white. The Vatican, white. District of Columbia, white. Secret societies. Then the Zionist, Jesuits, Marxists, and communists. Then corporations, politicians, and humanity. 500 likes. You can't be serious with this. You might as well just say go out and believe in Jesus, Sam. This is Jesus shilling. This is Jesus smuggling. If the fallen angels are the number 1 bad guy, what message is that sending to everybody, guys? If the fallen angels, that means the Bible's real. Who created the fallen angels, by the way? God? It's the aliens? It's the Nephilim. It's the Nephilim Death Squad. It's the Anunnaki Nephilim fallen angels. Don't I point this out all the time? That so what do we do in order to really fight the power structure, to fight the man? What do we have to do to fight the fallen angels? Well, you have to worship the God of Israel and the Jewish Messiah, right? If Satan and the fallen angels are the bad guys, well, then the good guys obviously are Yahweh and Rabbi Yeshua. That's why this conspiracy, fallen angels, black nobility, Vatican. It'd be better if you just didn't say anything at all than this stupid Nephilim fallen angels crap. I have a hard time believing that Sam really believes in fallen angels. You think the book of Enoch is real? You think Genesis is real? Are you going to go full tard and say that they're giants with 6 toes and 6 fingers and eat babies and have sex with human women? The fallen angels, the magical story of Satan disobeyed God and then got cast out of heaven and floated down to earth. Like Megatron and the Transformers in the movie. And the fallen, who really runs things is the fallen angels, man. God created them and they disobeyed. And I was watching Tinfoil Hat, Sam Tripoli and Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo. And Ian Carroll, and I think it's like the Satanists, man. Who really runs things? It's not the Jews. No, it's the Satanists. They want you to think it's the Jews. It's really the white people and the Satanists that run things. So what you got to do is just believe in the Jewish book and worship Jesus in the God of Israel in Zion. That's how we'll defeat the power structure, man. I'm just joking, Sam. Sam will laugh at this. And I like Sam. He's had me on the show twice. And I'm sure his Christian friends and fans were not happy about it. He had me on. He let me do my thing. He knows that this post is going to trigger me, and this is why. Here's the meme. Let me help you out. Satan, fallen angels, black nobility, Vatican, Zionist. Everything below that is all from the Jewish book, and that is the conspiracy.